Yo, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy.
Yeah,
Gonna
I'm
make an
playing on this map
actual
though.
Dead by Daylight video. I've been uploading a lot of shorts, but I figured I might as well make an actual video. And in this video, I want to talk about
I mean, the build looks
if
pretty good though.
you, yes, you have been struggling with
Better than
killer.
Genergress.
I have some advice for you because I heard that, well, I felt that. I heard and felt a lot of killers have been talking about how the game has gotten a lot harder, and I 100% agree with that. It has gone a lot harder with the new, like, how the
By
survivors
hustle.
spawn. If you bring corrupt or lethal, it's pretty good because the survivors start far from you, and the farthest gens will get blocked by corrupt, or lethal will show you where
Not
you
a
can
bad
pressure pretty
idea.
easily. But without those
I'll do it.
perks, then you will be struggling because it's going to be hard to find two groups of two split up survivors before they can pump out a gen and a half. Usually the real game doesn't start till there's 2 or 3 gens left. That's just how it is now. And corrupt is only good to a certain extent. For me, like, I usually knock someone in the first 15 seconds of the game, so corrupt is kind of a useless perk. Um, for me at least. I know some people struggle to get their first downs. It depends on what killer you're playing. Some killers struggle, or some killers require a build up, so corrupt is not a bad choice to run on those. Lethal Pursuer, it's cool for like if you're running an aura reading build because it extends the aura reading. Now, I know a lot of people will like run Genregresh builds. That's like the go-to. Now, for
Oh
me,
my god, oh my god, I
what
gotta find the last
when
one.
I
I
was
forgot where
running
the
those
last one
builds,
is.
I
I'm gonna hold
struggled to
record right
win.
now.
And I recommend highly is to get
Bro, I
a
can't
build
find the last guy.
that benefits your killer. Not no basic Genregress, Scorch Hook, Pop, Eruption. You could always do that if you feel comfortable with that, or that's just your playstyle. But for me, what has been helping me with my killer matches is running different builds and experimenting. Perks that benefit my killer, perks that make chases end faster. Like, I play Springtrap, so I run the add-on that makes it longer to remove the axe from their back, and I also run Blood Favor because it's almost a guaranteed grab if there's no vaults nearby. So yeah, I recommend playing perks that will benefit your killer in the long run, not just gen regress. Because, like I said, the a lot of the games really don't start till there's 2 or 3 gens left because they have enough time to pop 2 gens pretty quickly. Um, and unless you're ending every chase in 10 to 20 seconds, then you shouldn't be running all gen regress because 10 to 20 seconds is literally enough time to almost complete a generator, it feels like. So yeah, I would highly recommend running perks that you're comfortable with, perks that will benefit your killer, or endgame perks. Those 3 builds is what I see best for this meta right now. The insta healing, the generators popping really quickly. I think that's the way to go. And sometimes you'll just have games where uh, the build won't work. Like, a lot of the games that I play, my Blood Favor will get cleansed pretty quickly, or my Devour will get cleansed pretty quickly. But I have my Plaything to rely on still, my Throw the Hunt, and just those alone is enough to benefit my killer because it's also good to play with like hex builds because sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad, and the times they're bad, it improves your skill, showing that you can play perkless still. Um, so yeah, I think that just playing around with builds and finding what you're comfortable with, or running builds that will benefit your killer or endgame builds is the way to go right now. And yeah, that's pretty much my advice on how to start winning as killer, dropping your 3Ks and your 4Ks and get back up there. The gen regress, just, it's like, it's not really worth it unless you're going to set up for like a 3 gen every game, which is very boring to do, in my honest opinion. So yeah, um, play for a 3 gen, or test out what works for you. And yeah, that's gonna be it for the video. Uh, and this game right here that you're watching, I ended up getting a 4K in about 4 minutes, 5 minutes, something like that. They got my blood favor at the start of the game. I love running totem builds on Springtrap, but the thing with this, with builds like this, it depends on how much pressure you could build and how fast you can do it. Like you could see, I go for a tunnel on this ace, despite them being at 5 gens. I go for the tunnel on it because with my playstyle right now is currently like, hey, these gens will get pumped out no matter what I do, so I might as well try to make this a 1v3 as fast as I can. And yeah, I guess you can call me a bitch for it or whatever, but it's kind of what you have to do to play, especially in my MMR. It's a lot of Swifts that I go against. I don't know if this was a Swift, I don't think it was, but a lot of them are. So I just play how I have to play, especially with no Gendergress. So yeah, I just did a little tunnel. I wasn't going to tunnel him from first to death. I was just going to get him to second hook so I can try to get a second stack of Devour so everybody else was fresh. By the time I get to third, everybody would be exposed without a hook. That's just kind of how you build up Devour. At least that's how I do it. But yeah, that's pretty much how I played this game. I ended up wiping pretty quickly despite the blood favor being cleansed at the start. Yeah, but Plaything really worked wonders here. I didn't even get any Devour values because they died too quick. And yeah, that's the game. That's gonna be the video, and I hope my advice was helpful. And good luck with your killer matches. Find out what you're comfortable with, and you got this. See you in the next video.